So, yeah, let's get to the main event, in my opinion at least. We got Najee Harris, somebody that we all thought that was probably going to be declaring for the 2020 draft. He didn't. He decided to stay in school. One of the top prospects coming out in the 2017 recruiting class, the top running back. Some recruiting websites had him as the number one overall prospect. He was the number 2 consensus 24/7 Sports composite prospect. So very highly regarded player. Yeah. And really showed out last year. You know, freshman year he was behind, or freshman and sophomore year he's behind
Harrison Jacobs.
Yeah, Harrison Jacobs. So last year he finally got to have the bell cow workload, and he showed out in my opinion. I don't have the stats in front of me. I think it was like 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns, including the bowl game.
And that was just rushing. He had 7 through the air as well.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing. When you look at a guy with this size, this type of physicality, with the hands that he has, that's the really intriguing part of all of this to me.
Yeah. So let's get into it. I'm not sure which one of us is up first here, so let's just roll the tape.
Surprise. Oh, it's me. Nice.
Cool. We got Auburn here. Hello. Already.
This all right, we'll let it play through from this angle.
Measurables on this guy real quick. 6'2", 230 pounds.
All right. So we have a 230-pound man, and quite a few things to watch here. Can you start? Yeah, right there. Perfect. So one, that's a huge hole. Great hole. He's going to get that all day from the Alabama offensive line. They had a very, very good offensive line. But it's what he does after finding the hole. Go ahead and keep running it. One, it does start to collapse a little bit. He gets skinny and gets lateral a little bit. Uses the stiff arm to get outside. Then the raw athleticism. Now, do I think this was an intelligent move to jump over this player? No, I do not. However, it shows me, one, dude is a freak athlete. Two, they're playing they're playing their main rival. You want to have different opportunities to get your sideline excited. Hurdling a guy, regardless of how dumb it is, gets your sideline excited. He's carrying the team on his back right now because despite having this amazing wide receiving core, Tua's out. So he's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting. And this is an early play early on in the game. Get his team excited.
I love it, man.
Your guys' thoughts?
I just love the subtle movements here to shed this tackle here. And again, sidestep real quick. And he gets right back on his path.
Pretty nimble for a big guy, for sure. I'm sorry. I went another way. You were talking about putting the team on his back. I thought about that Greg Jennings video.
What video is that?
So you weren't even here. You were.
Oh, the Madden video.
Out here.
Yeah, the Madden video.
Put his team on my back though. You gotta add the dough at the end.
Okay.
I love that video. It's a throwback,
amazing.
Man.
That's amazing, yeah. Man, good hands.
Yeah.
So once again, catching it away from his body. We'll let it play through this angle real quick as well. Sorry. Now, commented earlier, don't love the spin move, but look how quickly he gets his head back around to be able to look upfield, and he almost recovers here. I was actually surprised after, and it's a difference too between a guy that we saw earlier that's 5'10", maybe, probably more like 5'8", 5'9", and a guy that's 6'2", 6'3". It's tough to keep your legs when you're that big. For him to get that close to being able to recover that, and if he did, he's gone there. And there's a lot of burst there for a guy of his size. So I really, really like what I see out of Najee.
Let it run from the box. The overhead.
I like his timing on that.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look at backs that want to hurry and get out. he steps up, he's patient, waits, and then goes. He did not, he doesn't get ahead, doesn't tip off the play.
Yeah, he sold the block there.
I love the mindset. Like, keep fighting, keep trying to get more yards, even if it's just a couple. You see that a lot with him.
Derek Brown downfield, boom.
Guy's a freak.
He is.
All right, so this was one of my negative plays. For a guy of that size, there was a lot of plays that I saw that he really did a great job of lowering the boom. He felt like he got tired on this play. So you have the pulling guard there, and he tries to split it, and we see Derek Brown there, number 5 in there, kind of in the way, and he just kind of lets it happen.
Yeah, I'd like to see him follow his blocker here on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he missed that lane.
I don't know if that's he saw the flow, the linebacker running the hump, maybe.
Yeah. Just thought he'd probably had a better chance to score with Devontae coming down, cracking down.
Could be kept bouncing outside there.
I didn't see a lot of negative plays. This was one of the ones I was kind of like,
gotta fit one in, right? I feel you, man. Same thing for me.
Yep.
Bowling ball.
Oh, that's a great hole.
That was an excellent hole. You're absolutely right. But his timing of it to let it develop was what I liked seeing there. Slight stutter step to make sure. Can you run it back from that? Yeah, right there. You see that slight stutter step to give time for his offensive lineman to come through for that lead block, and then that opened the hole. If he's charging ahead, which we see that out of a lot of running backs where they don't have the patience and the timing there. And actually, that was the tight end that pulled. But either way, the timing that he had to wait for that to develop, if he's going straight ahead, Raekwon Armstead, as much as I love the kid, had 0 timing last year. He only had 1 speed. I like seeing a big back that has a little bit of that patience, can vary his speed, and isn't just a bowling ball, plow, straight ahead guy, and then finishes with a little bit of strength at the end.
Well, you're right. One question I have here is does he get turned because of 35, or is he trying to back into the safety?
I think
it looked like he was already spinning before that. I don't know if he was trying another spin move. He does seem to like that spin
That's what I was trying to figure out. How does he finish this off? What are you doing?
Looked like he was bracing himself, and then he kind of got pulled from the back.
All right. So
real quick here, this is a common question out there. I see a lot of comments on it. Is Najee's age? He's currently 22 years old. Would have been one of the older backs already in the 2020 class. So next year when he gets drafted, he'll be 23. His birthday's in March. So he'll kind of be like a Keyshawn Vaughn in this year's class. Does that bother you guys? I think we should address that.
No, especially with, I only care about that first contract really anyway. Anything after that for me is gravy. So yeah, it doesn't really faze me too much.
What about you, Nick?
I just think that people look at the wrong things all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I care if the guy's a football player or not. You know what I mean? I don't care what brand of shoes he wears or how he wears his hair. Who cares about these things? If he can't play football, I don't care if he's 12 or 40.
Yeah,
know?
I mean, guys, NFL franchises are drafting players that are going to help their team right now. They're not. I mean, of course, they're looking ahead. How long will this asset help us? But they're not looking 7 years down the road when they're drafting a running back. So, I mean, I think people are digging too deep, thinking about it too much when they're trying to, factor in, how does a running back's age affect, dynasty production? Come on, man, you're making it too hard.
And there's benefits to it too. Sorry, Jared. A guy could be more mature, handling money and fame and family, asking for handouts if you are 22 or 23 versus when you're 20. I think Cam Akers is 20 right now. 20 or 21, you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? You get more life experience. Like there's positives on this too that people don't really think about.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear all three of us are on the same page with that because I wanted to bring it up because I do see it a lot. And I think, what are we still on you, Garrett?
Yep. Just watch this through.
Sorry.
Just watch it.
I'll click happy.
Oh boy. Oh,
This
no,
is
you didn't.
the play.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, once again, a guy this big catching the ball in the backfield and then knows what to do with it.
Hello.
Grown man
Put your hand
strength.
down.
Hey, get off.
Get
me.
out of there.
Yeah, that guy's
Get your
annoying.
hand down, bro.
Nobody likes that guy.
Jesus.
He's
and-
number one.
And then he hurdles a defender and still has the balance to be able to continue on into the end zone. And this was a fairly tight game between South Carolina. They played them well despite not being a great football team. Great play on his part, total momentum shift. But like I said, if I have a guy that I truly believe can be a stud on the goal line and also be a legitimate PPR threat, that's a lot of fantasy points. And there's not a lot of backs with that type of combo. Even guys that we anticipate being 3-down backs in this last class, Swift, Dobbins, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, all of these guys are 210, 215. Like, they can do it, but they're not like these thumpers at the goal line. Najee Harris is a thumper at the goal line, but he is also a legitimate PPR threat. And I didn't get any of it, but there were several times in the passing game that I really liked his pass pro as well.
Yep. I agree, man. He's a solid running back prospect. I just wanted to point out the beautiful play call on this play. They catch him in man-to-man. You can tell by the corners here. They're looking at the receivers. They're squared up on them. Safeties are down. So they run these crossers. So they're trying to get everybody to kind of get mixed up here in the middle. Najee does a great job of avoiding the traffic here, avoiding his guys, and they kind of touch hands. I know that some coaches, they teach that so that they are running as close as possible together. And these defenders, they can't stick with everybody. He just gets wide open.
Well, okay. Can you go back to
Mm-hmm.
now? You can stop it kind of where you were at. Now, this is designed for Najee. Because watch Jerry Jeudy at the top of the screen kind of run this route and kind of just block. Watch him right here. He's already blocking.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pivot and get in his way and keep getting in his way and keep – I mean.
For sure.
That's a design play for him. And you want to think about it, design going to your running back versus all those receivers that they have. That's a good sign.
Dude. Picture number 8 in the film room the next day, man.
No, I don't want to.
Get off me, son.
He's got a family, Najee.
This kid up. Sorry.
Dude, his girlfriend. Come on.
This is a play.
That posterized.
Yeah. What is
And
this
then what was
effort?
53 doing?
Yeah. What is 29 doing? Dive. Make a play. Man.
You know what that reminds me of, though? Remember when Saquon hurdled and then got hit and then nothing happened to him? It kind of reminds me a little bit of that.
Was that in the USC game?
I can't remember what game it was.
Dude, watch this guy change speeds, too. You know how, this guy was running. Watch him. He slows down right here. He thinks it's over. Oh! He could have saved the touchdown.
Oh, no one wanted to tackle him? I don't want to either.
Never want to see a guy change speeds on defense on film.
Nope.
Because that means you weren't going 100% the whole time. Unpopular opinion. This is someone in the chat. I think he runs hard, and he reminds me of a little of Le'Veon Bell. Very patient runner, reads blocks well. I think he comes in and makes a difference right away. He shows soft hands and great balance in space as well.
Not bad. I mean, you could throw him. You could throw Steven Jackson out there. Kind of.
I think Steven Jackson's a very good comp.
Yeah, sometimes I get a little Garrett Blount out of him too. I think people hate on Blount. Blount was a great back, man.
Well, this is going to
I
sound.
like that comp, Nick.
This isn't going to sound as good as I mean for it to, but I think he's a rich man's Alexander Madison. I think he does just about everything
Number
well.
22.
He runs with some reckless abandon.
Long hair.
And he's got good hands. So
yeah,
Jared, I'm telling you that numbers thing is a thing.
Dude, it's so hard not to think that though.
I told you. Not on you, Garrett. Just saying, like, if people,
I like that comp,
go like,
Garrett.
oh, this guy's a comp of this guy. They have the same number.
It's easy to do. Well, and obviously everybody's gonna go to Derrick Henry because they played at Alabama as well.
Gary, I think this one's yours, right?
Yep, this is still me.
Great route for running back.
He's a running back, guys. He's a 230-pound running back. They're splitting him out at receiver. They're splitting him out. Runs a great comeback here. Now, if we were being super nitpicky, maybe a step too many, but
I think it's
a thing of beauty for a guy that big to be able to do something
to
like
get his
that.
shoulders to his knees like that, chin to his knees.
I mean, Jeffrey Nichols over here says Kamara. I don't mind that. He's got balance.
Stronger version.
Yeah, not an unbelievable athlete, but neither is Kamara. But
already, I mean, you have to be crazy to take Borgie over this guy, right?
Oh yeah.
Come on, I couldn't believe it.
That person's gonna watch this and hate you.
I don't care.
For sure.
Call them out. Put on their handle.
No, I'm not calling anybody out. But
put their cell number.
Hopefully they learn something.
Their family member.
It wasn't Kane, right?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't.
Okay.
Kane's smarter than that.
All right, I know he loves Borgie, so. All right,
So,
this one is not me.
This is me here. This is a better view of it. Good cutback. He sees the linebacker scraping here. Reads the backers well, I think. Sees this backside block coming. Cuts, gets it up in, plants his foot, gets up in there.
Really, really good comment down here. Mitch says, but Garrett, are either of tonight's backs as good as DJ Dallas?
Yes.
Look, we're not talking about Barry Sanders, Jim Brown, Adrian Peterson. So, of course, they're not as good as DJ Dallas.
By the way, boys, Steven Jackson, former Ram. Just saying.
So at this play, I thought he showed great vision. Obviously, the play is designed to go to the right, his right here. Sees the backside lane open up and hits it hard. I think 14 loses his gap. He comes all the way over here, and that's what opens us up.
That's really good vision.
Mm-hmm. Now, Nick, nitpick here. Should have broke that tackle, right?
Oh, wait,
absolutely.
Of course he should. It's a DB.
Yeah, I thought he should have thrown a stiff arm, but of course the ball
Dude looks
was in
like
the
a
wrong
kicker.
hand.
But I think what he's doing here, I think he's trying to get his feet up so he doesn't get caught in traffic there from, was it 67, that D lineman falling down?
Yeah.
I guess he probably won't have as much.
Dude, that little 29 he made some plays. I was watching this game. I was like, I like this. I like this little guy. He's always in the picture. His hat's always around the ball.
You just compliment a Michigan player?
I don't care. I call it how it is.
Good.
They still won't beat Ohio State.
Who are we watching next week? Next week, we are going to be having Josh Johnson from ULM. He will be on the show. It'll be a similar format to what we did with DJ Dallas when he came on the show. Running back that I really like.
Can't wait.
I think he's a little bit of a sleeper. Jared and I are big fans of his. I think he could be a early day 3, maybe even late day 2 guy. So we'll see.
Did you get the tape from him yet?
I haven't yet. I'm still waiting to hear it.
Okay.
Or see it.
Cool. Yeah, so I thought, he did a nice job of picking up in pass pro here. Of course, he gets driven back a little bit, but he does his job. You want to see him hold his ground a little more, but obviously he knows who his man is. He picks him up in the appropriate spot. You'd like to see him hold his ground, like I said, but good job here, I think. You guys have anything to add on that?
Can you stop when it goes to the next angle?
Yeah.
So you can see, if you go back just a slight here, he's reading inside backer to backer. So he's going from 7. If 7 doesn't come, then he looks immediately to 44. You can watch his eyes.
Yep.
You know, that's just good knowing that, hey, that's who he has.
That's probably some of experience and age, you know? Good coaching.
It's actually man. Watch 7 follow him over there. That's funny, his man coverage.
Again, another pass pro. Pickup. Again, gets driven back a little too much here, for my opinion. But picks up his man. Does his job.
That's jeez, dude.
Yeah.
That's a negative for me.
No, I put this play in actually as a negative because I thought he got driven back too far. But
yeah, he collapsed that pocket.
But a positive and a negative because the
form wasn't bad. There just wasn't any punch there. He waited for him and he took the brunt of that.
Well, the guy had a running start too, about 10 years.
For sure.
Yeah. See his head's down, not punching. 6'2", 230, you want to see him delivering.
Mm-hmm.
Drop that ass.
Drop that ass, bitch. Sorry.
That's how it is, man. You got to drop it, get your leverage, and then extend it up.
Punch your mic.
Nick got excited.
Dude, man, I love football.
He said, I love football.
I love football. Nice, man. Drop that ass.
And coaching.
Let the play run, Jared. Jeez.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ooh.
So let's see here. I think I had this as a negative. So I think if he sticks with it here, the hole's inside. Right off 74's, but
you're right.
Except for he decides to bounce it, and I think he would have got more yards if he gets north and south.
But how about that backer? Is that back? No, D lineman here. Who's on the inside? You know what I mean? Right there.
Yeah, but if he gets skinny through the hole, where it's designed to hit,
I'll say
on
right off of 60,
yeah. Like I don't think he's getting him. But again, on a negative side, good jump cut here. See his footwork's much better. It's 1-2. It's 1-2 cut. 1, 2.
He weighs 35 more pounds. He's 4 inches taller, and he cuts better. That doesn't make any sense. Whatever.
He's a big man.
Mm-hmm.
Big boy. All right, so this is fourth quarter, just under 4 minutes. Alabama's up 10, and they're just giving the ball to Najee this whole drive. It ends up in a touchdown, but these next 2 plays are just Najee saying, "Give me the ball. We're gonna win this game."
From a defensive perspective, what are they doing? Like the last thing you do on a guy of his size is try to tackle him by his shoulders. Like, come on.
I just love how he delivers this. He sees this and he goes into him. That's next level for me.
Leg drive.
But even 29 there, he's like,
his feet are always moving. But he carries them for, I think, let's see, where does contact first made? Right here at about the 46-yard line. It's 10, about 15 yards carries contact. Oh, that's embarrassing, man.
Good for them though. This was a bowl game, so they didn't have to watch tape on this one.
But I love seeing this stuff because it's like mindset, man. He's always driving his legs. He's always fighting, kind of like that clip that Garrett showed earlier. Like he was just fighting for 2 extra yards on that screen. He doesn't mind contact. Again, here, this is the next play. You are not bringing me down. We are holding on to the ball, or we're scoring, and we're winning this game.
Bro, he's like, this isn't right. I shouldn't even say this, but we talked about the Alvin Kamara comp there. It's like if Alvin Kamara had a baby with Mike Olstott. Like, my goodness.
Now,
And this is
on.
Michigan. Michigan was not a bad defense.
Hold on. Negative. Go back. Okay, watch. Tristan Wirfs hold him up. Watch it. He's 74, right? Watch him right here. Gets in there, pushes.
What a good teammate. Look at that
I'm
guy.
just saying.
Hey, it's smart.
Just saying.
Hey, he's a Cleveland Brown now,
Hey.
so I'll accept it.
He's driving those legs, man. That's what happens when you keep
Not a
your
negative.
feet
I'm
moving.
just saying it can't all be Najee Love when
You're talking about Jedrick Wills, though, right?
What's up, Andy?
Yeah.
Good offensive lineman in the draft. I get you.
Who then dives over the pile to get another guy. I love that.
This is the play to finish.
here.
This is the play to finish this drive.
Good cut.
Yeah.
Oh, a couple of hesitations.
I'm sorry, not to finish the drive because he ends up scoring. But just another nice run on this drive to put this game away. Hits him with a little hezzy. Right here. He's evaluating.
6.
Yeah. See 6.
Look at that
here.
move, and it does 6 it.
Yep.
6 didn't even
Does-
touch him.
Does the same thing to 7. For a guy that's 6'2", 230, he's quick. He's good.
Do you guys
think
even want to get to my film at this
The
point?
only thing
We don't even
holding
need to.
his like ultimate upside back is his top end speed. He's just not. He's not that fast.
Yep. And I have a play to highlight that too.
Yeah, I think this is on to you, Nick. Here.
Yep.
Yeah, and I love that drive was versus Michigan,
Oh, for sure.
pissing down their leg.
You can play from the other ankle too.
Yeah, I know. I noticed your 3 times you gave me were all from this angle.
And this is what I love about football, man.
All 22. You're welcome.
Yeah, it was great. So I mean, this is the design hole, but you can just see him. Hey, that's not going to work. He is the reaction of this guy's unblocked, basically in his face, and he cuts inside of him. I think it's balance. I think that's vision. You can see 1987 misses the block. Nope, and he cuts right inside of it.
He's always under control. It seems.
Yeah, I mean, right there, he should be dead.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes it work, and he fights here. That was a great play.
Gets pad level down for a big guy, and again, watch the leg drive. He's a good football player.
This one was a negative. I think he missed this one because he had 1 or 2 pullers here, and he should have cut inside the block, and he decided just to go outside. And I'm not sure why. So
That was a
you
poor
can see
read.
from this one if you want to go slow on, if you can or not. But that's inside.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. Just 87 here, the second one. So 74. I'm sorry, there. 65 goes. That's good. Then 87 locks on, and then he should cut right between those two. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, he's got a little inside, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's enough to say no. Either way, he's kind of dead when he goes out here.
Ooh.
You can play this through. There's a couple of positives on this one that I like.
Good move.
Okay, one's the route. 2, then it's scramble drill, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to keep following where my quarterback's at." And then 3, he finishes.
Yeah.
So, go back to the route here. This is a Texas route. So he fakes outside. It's kind of an angle inside. There he settles. He's like, "Oh, no one's in this area." And then I'm getting in there.
I will say his size did come into play there at the end. You could tell he had a hard time making that turn, and I think that's why he stumbled.
Oh, yeah, I think so too. Well, I also think he's like, "Wow, I'm wide open." Like there's
Expecting
no
some
one around
contact
him.
there.
Yeah, there's no one around him the whole play.
Yeah.
I mean, right there, and then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, wide open. Oh,
He's got that stutter step down.
Mhm.
Shows up in the route here. Natural hands too. Watch him catch plucks it with his hands. Love seeing that. Good finish. Into the end zone. Nice little toss here for 2 on the run.
He's so good. This is just, I like his patience here. He's not running full speed. He's letting his blocks happen, and then he's going to assess where he should go. Okay, yep, good one. And then, like, my favorite part of this play, if you can go slow here from this angle, is when he cuts inside of this safety, which is a great move, by the way, for a big guy. He simultaneously stiff arms the next guy inside. Watch this, if you can slow it down. It's insane. Like, how does he see two guys at the same time? Watch him cut inside. And then, stiff arm you. Like, what? That's like.
Yeah, that's a great play.
There's going to be guys on the inside, so I should just stiff arm. I mean,
that was nice.
That's a good play.
I'll let it run here one more time.
Let her run.
You said,
let her run.
Was that an attempt at Frozen there?
No.
I think it was.
So this is positive and negative for me. I think this is good vision to see the hole on the outside, and then right here you're going to see his lack of burst and speed. He should be gone.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have it.
A lot of people comp him to Derrick Henry.
No.
But yeah, no, I don't agree with the comp. It's an easy comp. Alabama running backs, long hair, bigger guys. Derrick Henry had that speed.
Derrick Henry's gone on that play.
Yeah. Adam, appreciate it. He said, love the work. Keep it up. Thanks for the effort. Looks like Asino13 has a question here. Unrelated, but who you guys taking at 211 in a 1 QB league? 210 is still on the clock. We'll get to that one after the tape here, since it's kind of unrelated to the prospect.
I already have my answer. You already know my answer on that one.
I'll say we're 2 for 2 on that.
Yeah, he's got Van Jefferson on the board there.
You good to move to the next one here?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. This is just blitz pickup. While he got off balance, I love how he recognized that from the other edge, got his hands out there, and he got, and then he still tried when he made a counter move.
And Phillips is quick too. Phillips is a quick linebacker.
I thought that was a pretty good pickup.
Yeah, I think there's been a few clips that we've shown in Pass Pro that he's known who his man was, which is half the battle.
And then the other part is effort. And at least he put some effort in here. You had him run over a little bit there, but he knows where to go. He tries.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I love about this play is watch Tua wait to the last second to throw his check down. Oh, he just gets drilled but throws it out. Die.
Yeah, he does wait.
He takes so much abuse.
His delivery is so quick there.
Oh, dude, Tua's.
I don't know how he got that off. Such a quick, short,
compact
on the delivery.
Too.
And on the money, he's so crazy. But what I like is Najee catches this and
makes that guy miss
initially. Yep. Like, boom.
Quick little subtle move. He's quick. Quick. We keep saying it. I mean, this is LSU. This isn't the Pac-12.
And then technically he makes one miss and then 5 cleans him up. But you make 2 guys miss.
He got 6. Plays
6,
for the
6 cleans him up.
For the Browns now, right? Right, Garrett?
I thought 9 was Phillips, but maybe it's 6.
I think you're right. Well, great. I mean, Najee Harris is a good football player.
So, Nick, you brought it up in the beginning. We got to rank him now. We watched 4 guys. We've watched ETN, Chuba Hubbard, Najee, and Max Borghi. Where do these 2 rank in those 4?
For me, it is ETN, Najee, Chuba, gap, space, enter, wait, Max Borghi.
Jared.
I agree. That's how I have it too. ETN, Najee, Chuba, then Borghi.
I have the same order, and I agree with the gap there that Nick had. I actually also think there is a slight gap, very tiny gap between ETN and Najee, or with ETN and Najee, and then Chuba.
Yeah.
I think Chuba is in a slightly different tier than those two.
Well, I have ETN in his own tier though, and then I have
okay. So you have ETN. I think I have Najee and ETN in the same tier. I have ETN higher, but I think I have them in the same tier.
I think ETN just gives you that higher ceiling because of the explosiveness and top end speed and ability to hit a home run at any minute.
I agree at that point, but I think Najee is much better in the receiving game, which I think is going to close the gap in those points.
I agree with you.
Football.
One thing I want to say is this, and this is why we do this. Coming out of high school, I was not a Najee Harris fan. I can't remember where I had him ranked, but he wasn't up high for me. And after his freshman year, I was like, he hit a couple of runs, but I'm just not a big fan. But this last year, and watching more of him and doing this too, he changed my mind, and that's tough because I think sometimes people let bias just overwhelm it. Like, no matter what, I'm going to be a, Max Borghi fan or whoever, But I think you need to, whenever there's a data point, you need to let it affect your decision because you want the best fantasy team or the best rankings. I mean, that should be your purpose. It shouldn't be that you're right. It should be that you're correct. And so I've been pleasantly surprised with how Najee has developed his game and become a better back in my mind. Or I was wrong. But either way, I'm okay admitting I'm wrong because he's improved.
It's so hard to tell coming out of high school. But I think that's significantly more difficult to judge a kid from high school to college and college to pros. Like it's such a different game. The competition is completely different. So I think there's a lot of room for guys to change, develop, and think about the coaching. I mean, I know some of these schools have some top end high school coaches, but the facilities that they're working with at the college level, like Alabama, Ohio, like these big schools, their facilities are incredible. They have multiple position coaches. They have all of this individualized attention. Like there's so much opportunity for them to grow and develop in these major programs than from where they're at in high school. So it's easy to see a guy change quite a bit.
And their bodies change. I mean, Todd Gurley gained like 30 pounds. Like
Saquon Barkley did too.
Yeah.
So
and he knocked like 0.3 off of his 40.
That's crazy.
At least it was 2, I think.
So back to Asino's question. Let's see here. Who you guys taking at 211 in one QB league? 210 is still on the clock, but guys like Gibson, Van Jefferson, Hamler, Claypool are still on the board. Yeah, that one's pretty easy for me too. I know who you're going to say, Nick. Van Jefferson, right?
Yeah, well, we had mentioned this, but let me say this one. I had to just offend him on Twitter because someone said he was the worst pick of the second round. McVay has already said he's a veteran route runner, and that team is in salary cap issues bad. We know this. Cooper Kupp's a free agent after next year. 2 years from then, Robert Woods is a free agent. Their team is not going to be good. I think they're the last place team in that division this year. They're going to have to throw. And I think Van Jefferson being a better route runner could have an impact this year, but most likely a way bigger impact in 2021. He's my top pick there. I think people are sleeping on him because of he transferred and he was behind maybe some guys you've heard of before in DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown. I'm not sure if you guys have heard them before. They're okay at football. That's why he didn't play or do awesome at Ole Miss. He's had over like 450 yards both years there. And then he led Florida in receiving yards the last 2 years. I know it's not amazing, but Florida's passing game isn't amazing either. So, like, what do you want from the guy? He's done it when he's had the chance.
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely agree. Real quick side note, especially because we know how much you love the Rams. I was going through the other day, and Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp are 1 year apart. Robert Woods is 1 year older than Cooper Kupp. And I think the perception is like young player versus old player. And they're 1 year apart. That was incredible to me. That just made me – I have a lot of Robert Woods shares, but it just made me want him even more.
Let's see. Do we have any more questions here? Looks like we do. What would you try to add to Borghi to get up to a Najee or Hubbard? Have you tried offering Borgie straight up? Because some people value Borgie more than Najee, and they haven't watched this yet. So rush to your league,
Sure.
make the offer, and start the conversation. I mean, you wouldn't really want to add much to that, just based on, consensus valuations right now. A lot of people have him pretty close by. Maybe a depleted rookie pick that's maybe in the third round, second round, something
I'll
like
say
that.
this much. I would do whatever I could to get that done.
Yeah.
Because as you could tell from this, we're not thrilled about Borgie, but I don't think it's going to be a great year next year. So I would bail now instead of later.
And I see both Najee and Chuba's value staying pretty much the same going into the draft next year, barring injury.
It will be interesting, though, because we've seen 2 years in a row where a running back that was a relatively unknown, nobody was talking about, ended up being the first running back off the board in the NFL draft. We had that with Josh Jacobs 2 years ago. We had that with Clyde Edwards-Helaire this past year. So, it seems like a pretty lock-solid big three right now, but it wouldn't be shocking at all to see another name or two pop into that conversation.
I could see Trey Sermon being, just based on if he gets the volume at Ohio State, he's going to put up numbers. I could see him working in that conversation, but he's very risky. He's boom bust type of player.
Read option with Fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll put up numbers for sure. I don't know that he's as talented as those guys, but the numbers should be there.